People with lumbar spinal stenosis either have low back pain, leg pain, tingling, numbness, cramping, some weakness in the legs. It's brought about by walking or standing long periods of time. It's relieved by bending forward. Hi, my name is Dr. Rob Bates. I'm a chiropractor and a certified athletic trainer, and I have moderate to severe lumbar spinal stenosis. And in this video, I'm going to show you 2 things to avoid, 3 mobilization exercises, 11 exercises to help strengthen and eliminate the pain of the lumbar spinal stenosis, and it's the program that I used in order to recover from the lumbar spinal stenosis. Before you do any of these exercises, make sure you check with your healthcare provider to make sure this is right for you. The first thing is I had to avoid is what was actually causing the problem, was actually irritating the problem, kind of picking the scab. So I had to find out what daily activities was actually creating the problems and making my lumbar spinal stenosis worse. And until I actually found that and started eliminating it or modified it, just changed it, once I did that, then it allowed the tissue to start resting and allowed me to start moving on with recovery of the lumbar spinal stenosis. The second thing is avoid extension exercises initially, because when you have lumbar spinal stenosis, the canal is already narrowed, and when you extend the spine back, it's going to narrow that canal more and make things worse. So initially what you want to do is avoid extension type of exercises like Superman or Cobra, those type of things at first. Now there's 3 mobilization exercises that I'm using, and it's mainly just to release the trigger points, relax the tissue. It's allowed to decrease some of the pain and get things ready for when I do my exercises. First one is just start walking. You want to start walking, and you just want to walk about 5 minutes. You don't want to go too far, because walking is typically what's going to stimulate and irritate that tissue. So you want to just get things moving. You want to swing the arms in a regular pattern, kind of an exaggerated motion that'll help take some of the pressure off the low back as you walk when you swing those arms. So you do that for about 5 minutes just to get things loosened up and heated up. Then you go on to the next step. Number 2, mobilization techniques to release those tissues. Foam roll. We're going to use the crossball or the softball. So we're going to start off with foam roller, and you want to start with your legs, and you're actually going to do a form of neuroflossing or nerve flossing. So it's going to release the nerve to allow the nerves to start moving smoothly in that area. It doesn't get irritated for when you do your exercise and do your walking. So you're going to start off by rolling through the calf muscle about 4 or 5 times. Then once you get to a certain point, put pressure on it and just pump that foot about 4 or 5 times. Go internally circles, external circles 4 or 5 times. Switch, roll, do the opposite side about 4 or 5 times. Feel the tenderness in there. Pump that ankle, floss the calf. Feel the bottom of the feet. This is one of the exercises that we use when people have more of the neurospinal claudication problems with the legs. But there's other exercises that I use that go more in detail on that, and you can see on one of our other videos where we go over neurospinal claudication. So you want to do the internals, put the weight on that calf, circle the foot around, 5, other way 5, move it up the leg, do the hamstring, roll about 4 or 5 times. As you're rolling, you feel a tender spot. Contract the quad muscle in the front and lift it up and point your heel. See, I'm pointing the toe up. By doing that, it helps kind of floss more of that sciatic nerve. And you can do that a couple times. Do the opposite side. Find a hot spot, contract, relax, contract, pull that toe back up, relax, Now let's move down to the front part here. Get the quad. So we're going to roll through that quad, and then what you're going to do is floss the nerve. It's actually the femoral nerve in the front. So you roll through this, you're going to feel some tender spots. Once you catch a tender spot, just go ahead and bring your heel to your butt, straighten it, and find another little spot, just floss that area. Do that about 4 or 5 times. Switch sides, roll through the leg, feel where it's real tender. Find one of those little tender trigger points. Then come in, floss. That'll help floss that femoral nerve. Heel the butt 4 or 5 times. Grab the lacrosse ball or the softball. Come in, place it under your rear end, kind of in between right where the little bump is on the SI joint or your hip. Try to find the meaty part. Bring that in, cross your leg, find where it is very tender, hold it there for about 30 seconds. That pressure will release that area. Then roll across that a little bit more. You can find another spot. You only need to do this for about 1 minute, 2 minutes at the most. Switch sides. Find the tender spot, press that knee away. Let it go about 30 seconds, a minute. Find another spot. Good. Take out one step further, go all the way up in between the ribs and your iliac crest, and you're going to find that meaty part. It's going to be pretty tender. So it's the rector spinae and the QLs. And all you just want to do is come in, put some pressure right into there where it's real tender, about 30 seconds. Because the quadracin and those rector spinae muscles get very stiff and very tight. So you want to release that, get it ready for your exercise. In between the ribs and the iliac crest, don't go on the ribs. Put in here. Press right into this area. Let it sit there in the hot spot for about 30 seconds so it releases. Feels good. Roll that a little bit, find another spot. There we go, now I'm ready for exercise. Do the cat-cow. We're going to tighten up the abdominal muscles. Small motions of the cat and cow, loosening up the vertebrae, about 5 to 10 motions. You can contract those abdominals for about a 10 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Do it again. Now you want to repeat this about 5 times. And this is helping it start to condition and tone up and activate the abdominal muscles by opening up the spaces in the back to relieve some of the pressure on the nerves and help relieve the pain. Once you do about 5 of those, how you know your bracing is not sucking in, you want to press and brace as if someone's hitting you in the stomach. The way you know is you either put a big weight on your stomach and push out against it is one way. Now it's braced, or you don't have a weight, then you can grab right in here on the side part and press out, brace, but you're going to feel it push out into your fingers. That's a proper brace. It's going to flatten the back a little bit. So you want to do that and lift your head up about 1 inch. Then you do this for about a 10 count. and you relax. You want to brace again, come up for a 10 count, and relax. Your legs straight out with your toe down here. Don't come up too far. Don't point the toe. You want to bring your toe down like so. You want to reach out, make a fist so it's real tight. Reach out as if you're coming this way. Keep your head neutral. Brace that for a 10 count. Bring it in. Go back out. Press that toe and the heel down. You can see it. Press out for a 10 count. Pull in. And then switch sides. Same. Number 4, lateral planks. You can start off on an easier scaled position. Bend your knees 90 degrees. Lift up, brace, hold it for a 10 count. Then switch. Or you can go straight legs. You can raise the arm up, extended, brace for a 10 count, and then you can relax, switch to the other side, brace, 10 count, and you can do about 5 to 10 lateral planks. We're going to first start off bracing the abdominals. Brace the abdominals and press up. You don't want to extend too much because remember, the first thing you want to avoid is extension too much. So you really brace firmly, and if you're bracing real firm, it'll protect you from pinching and overextending. So you hold this for a 10 count, relax, and do a 10 count, and then relax. And you want to repeat this about hip spinal twist. You cross your leg over, you pull over. As you're pulling, rotating over this way, you're resisting with this side here as your leg tries to pull it over. You're going to feel the tension come right through this area. So you go all the way over this way, come back to the other direction. Now here's the hard part. You just want to make sure that your knee is going to be pressing away from your head, so you open up the opposite hip. Try to bring this foot down to the floor. Then reverse it again. Traction out. And you want to do about 5 of these each side. You switch. You resist coming down. You feel that whole side lengthening, strengthening. When you're coming back, you press the knee away from your head to open up the hip. Do about 5 of these each side. We're back with the low back. So you want to come in here, you want to get these knees lined up together. You don't want one uneven here. So get them together, grab right here, rotate over all the way over until it's tight. Don't try to force it. Take deep breaths. Once it starts feeling a little relaxed, now you can start moving this leg, sliding it up and down. It's going to only be about an inch, half inch. This knee will go this way. It's not going to be down this way. It's not going to be up and down. It's going to slide across the bottom leg here. So it's going to come like this direction here. And when you do this, you're going to feel it focusing right down in that low back, right in that lower lumbar and the SI joint. Start mobilizing that area. You might hear some pops and cracks. You want to do about 10 to 20 of these. Then you take a deep breath, you hold your leg again, just relax, let it stretch. You can sit in this position for a minute, 2 minutes if you want. Here, get it lined up again, open up. Start moving this leg across this bottom leg just about an inch, about 10 to 20 times. Once you finish, line it up, don't let it slip. Big deep breaths. forward. You may have to hold on something initially for balance. So you can come in, you lunge forward. You want to, it's very important not to extend back too much because you get into trouble with the thing that we don't want to do initially is extension. So you want to contract the abdominals very firmly, press forward. Make sure this little area here with your pubic bone doesn't open up. Keep it tight. So you may just want to keep your hands here at first so you feel it tighten there as you're lengthening right in this front part. As you get to that point, lift the arm on the side that's lunging here, stretching, you lift it and lean away so you can get the lats along with the QL and the obliques. Take a deep breath, don't extend, to side. So once again, you're gonna brace here, don't go back too far. You lean forward without arching, keep that braced. Come up and over, stretch. So you get the lats, you get the QLs, you get the obliques. Take a deep breath. You can contract that, contract, relax, contract. That helps release it better. Or you can grab a hold of your thumb tightly, stretch out of your shoulders. Don't arch back. Brace the stomach still as you're coming up. Then just lean to the side, stick your hip out, bring your hip out so you can feel it down the whole side here. Hold it for a big pregnant pause. The QLs here are typically very, very tight with people with lumbar spinal stenosis. Number 10, the pigeon. We want to use this to open up the hips. You want to find a level surface that's a little below your hips. And then you want to contract the abdominals, hinge from the hips, go towards your shin. Try not to bend and flex it back initially. So we've got flat back, neutral position, hinge from the hips. You can use support from your arms, move around, find some of those areas that are kind of getting stuck and a little bit more restricted. Do this several times. And you're going to feel it starting to loosen up as you repeat. Then what you want to do is switch sides. And you're going to always find one side that's a little bit tighter than the other, and you want to work that side twice as much. Support yourself. Keep flat back. Now, if you want to make it more difficult, you can add a weight maybe. You can step away from the table, and you can drop down just like I'm doing here, but with a weight. Flat back is going to create a lot more tension down in that buttocks area and the back. So keep braced and keep opening up the hip. Just a farmer's walk here. You want to get kettlebells or get two weights, grab a hold of them firmly, brace your stomach, and then just, you can either walk in place or you can walk These are some of the exercises that I use in order to recover from lumbar spinal stenosis. Check out our next videos where we talk about how to get back your walk so you're able to walk for miles and miles with your lumbar spinal stenosis. This is a great path because in order to correct lumbar spinal stenosis, which is a chronic condition, it requires a chronic effort of continually doing the right things and avoiding the things that aggravate the lumbar spinal stenosis.